Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It's wee Paddy from across the shuck, and I have my favourite time of the month again. It's Jack Wolf Knife Day. Yes, it just arrived. It took 4 days to get from America to here, as it normally does. That's quite normal. I find that fantastic. It's just great, absolutely great. Anyhow, what have we got for you this month? Well, we have, as I'm sure you've seen on YouTube, we have the Midnight Jack, and this is the second iteration of it. Now, it's not a fixed blade. I'm just covering it up a wee bit, just to make a wee bit of suspense. This is an absolute belter. I just the first iteration was great, and Justin has the original one I had, so I haven't had it for a long time, and I'm so glad to get this. I've tried to get mine back off Justin. I tried bribing him and everything to have it back again, but it was a gift that was given to him. So that's it. It's something I know he loves, and he just wouldn't give it back to me. Bless him. I think you have to be called Gus to get something back off him, and if you know, you know. So, anyhow, the Jack Wolf knife. What do you get with a Jack Wolf knife? Now, last month I didn't show you anything, so this month I'm going to go back to the original. I'll show you everything. You get the box inside the box with the modern interpretation, timeless design, embossed logo, and the writing, everything on it is embossed. It's beautiful, and he comes in this lovely box, which I started using to send stuff in because it's a great box. It's a real good, sturdy box. You get a pog. You get this lovely, big, large wipey cloth. Yeah, it's as close as I could get. You get two stickers now, which I think is great. Although, I don't really know whether this Chinese dragon wolf comes into it, but it's a sticker, so it's not a problem. Um, and you get a leather sheath, and you get a tin with the arting art. Now, I suppose this is where this Chinese sort of influence comes. It's the Midnight Jack. And then you get this real dapper gent. Look at that chap. That suit just looks perfect. Love the suit. Really, really nice. And that's quite nice. Now, this is done by Jay Gonzo, the Chinese fella. And you know what I noticed? And I had never noticed it before. I don't know why, because you know how much I am for detail. But on here, and I just found this silly, do not unscrew the knife. Learn more, which is great. Learn more at jackwolfknives.com /care, which is brilliant because Ben has done a video about why he thinks it's better if you don't take it apart, if you don't have to, which is, especially for traditional knives, most of us will never take a traditional knife apart in our lives. There's no need to. This fascination for taking knives apart, I know the ball bearings need it, but not on a traditional knife. I have no need to take it apart whatsoever. But I really think it should have said, do not disassemble the knife and then go on to tell you where you'd find the information out. That's about as nitpicky as I can get, because let me tell you, there is nothing more I can get. Nothing other than a dodgy sticker, and it is just a sticker, and the do not unscrew the knife. How did I not notice that? I actually read it and I thought, that hasn't always been there. And I had to go back and I went through all my other tubes up there, and no, it's on it. But there we go. So don't say I don't pick on it sometimes. That's all I can find. And on the knife, I can find not one fault. And I dare you to find one fault. So here we go. There's the knife. It's the Barlow. It is the Barlow. My favourite pattern of knife is a Barlow. And I don't have many sheepsfoot Barlows. In fact, I think, I've got one, two, three. Well, no, three's not, but I've got definitely another two other ones that are not Jack Wolf's. But this is just beautiful. And compared to the original one, we now have the three bolsters. The bare head had to be for obviously a Barlow, but Look at that sheep's foot. And look at that swedge. It's nearly like an S shape the way it's. Ben is designing one of the best swedges out there. Definitely without a doubt. Look at that way that sits. Isn't that? It just looks, it flows into it. It's really, really stunning. Love it, love it, love it. We have the long pull. Now, sadly, we don't have one on the other side because we had in the locking modern interpretation of Barlow, it's locking, but we had that and that looked so good. That finished that. Just I think maybe missed a wee trick there. I think that would have looked nice there, but that is not not even a nitpick. That's just me, and I think it's nice having things on both sides. But he does have the swedge, so that swedge is so highly polished. It just stands out from the crowd. It is stunning. Hand rub satin again, which I am growing more and more fond of. It just is class. And I love this coffin jack at the back here. It is, you can get a full 4 fingers. This is 3 3/4 inches long, which is a lovely size for a Barlow. Just full size grip. Can you hear my dogs going? I think there's somebody at the door. My wife's just getting it. Absolutely just adore it. And I got carbon fibre. I've never had a Jack Wolf in carbon fibre. It's carbon fibre. It's the twill carbon fibre, which is just really, really reflective and moves. Really does. And look at that for the back spring. Is that not just stunning? Absolutely stunning. Look at that matchup. The mating there is just, at the minute I don't see, there's not many people doing that good a mating up on a knife. It is just, look how good that is. And it's a simple thing, isn't it? It's not it's just machinery. Whatever machinery they're using is so exact to get it like that. And that's it. It's not something, when you're doing it by hand, even as a custom maker, you know, if you're doing by hand or doing it on your belt yourself, to get it that good is just amazing. I adore it. And I love the way the swedge makes the knife look on this downward angle. And how many knives do you have that look like that? How precise that is. It's just stunning. I really do. It's the simple detail, because you get a Jack Wolf every month and you start to become complacent because you expect it to be really good. This is really good, but I love the difference that these two swedges make to the look of that knife. It just, that's the sort of thing. And that beautiful just the way it curves in there. Amazing. Another while quite straight knife, you know, and sharp corners. That just softens the whole end up. The dangerous end is the most beautifully done end. But all the mating up, as you would expect from Jack Wolf, is perfect. I'm going to have a wee sip of tea here. I've had quite a few painkillers since last night. I've got a blooming toothache at the minute, so there you go. But look, again, perfectly clean inside. It's just beautiful. Really is long. And I said it's about 3 3/4 closed. And then you have a cutting edge. Let me just get it. I know the knife weighs 2.3. I think it is. It's so light. I know, yeah, well, the carbon fibre, it just makes it even lighter than what it normally is. So you have a cutting edge of exactly 2.5 inches, and you're well under the 3-inch limit. So perfectly legal in most places throughout the world, including the UK, which they all have been, except for the locking one. But no, I have to say, I'm over the moon to have this back, and I'm really going to use this quite a lot this next few weeks, or this next week anyway, so I can give you, I can't remember how good the first one felt. I know it would have been good, but in hand, this is lovely. It's going to get lots of use. It's going to be lots of cardboard beaten up by this, excuse me, by this knife. And here's the other one I was talking about, which is its bigger brother. And it really, you know, it is a theme, you know, these knives are both much the same, except this one is not a two-piece. This is all in one piece jigged titanium, which brings that the modern look. And then you have This is a locking knife, so, and you have a clip, but it is, basically exactly the same. The knife's a bit bigger, but it is a beautiful companion for it. It really is just lovely. And for display purposes or whatever you want, this is like the granddaddy Barlow to the Barlow. Do you know what I mean? It's that lovely. It really is beautiful. So what else have I got in my collection that is a sheep's foot? Well, I'll tell you. Here you go. One of my favourite knives of all time. And I don't have many sheep's foot because to me it's nearly a purpose-driven blade. Look, and I know I'm one of these people that says, any blade you can make it, if you're any good with your blade, you can make it do anything. And that is true. But these are just, this is my Ashley Harrison custom. This is just a worker. This is just a beautiful knife. Look, I hadn't even polished the bolsters. What sort of a reviewer am I? Would you remind me before I come out? There's no point cleaning it because there's patina all up. It's just one of my favourite knives. Little bits, well, I think these are near enough exactly. Maybe a tiny bit. There's a tiny bit smaller than that. But you can see. And the other one I've got is a Rosecraft blade. And it is just a little bit smaller than that. Not by much. These are all sort of stepping down quite nice. But I like doing this. This is the peg. You can buy this type of blade in all price ranges. So and not one of them will do a much better job than the other. To me, these are all. This is D2, O1 tool steel, and then S90V, obviously for the two Jack Wolves, which is the top of the range, one of the top of the range steels that you're going to get for edge retention. Fantastic. This is, and again, I like the price range. I like to show, because these are blooming expensive. It's £275, but you're getting that value in the knife. This starts off, I think these are about 50 odd. This is about 100 odd, and then this is 275. So it's a bit of a big jump, but that's the knives I've got in my collection. And I do like having a budget range of every knife, every knife pattern I like to have from the budget up to the top, because that's what I have and I've wanted to have in my collection. And now I do it a bit more methodically. I go through when I see something that's lacking something, I look for whatever's lacking and get it. With these, I haven't had to. These are just 4 amazing knives. Let's take the locking one away. These 3 are just amazing. They really are. I'll put that one in the middle, then we'll get a better look at it. I'm really pleased with the twill carbon fibre. I think it's lovely. It's alive when you move it. Yeah, you've got silver, grey, black. To me, that's a lovely colour. It's not all one colour. You have it broke up, and that's what makes a difference. Silver, grey, black. I think that looks lovely. That looks like a gentleman's folder, and it is a gentleman's folder. I would take that anywhere. This is in bone. It's, a budget, but it looks amazing. And then look at that swedge, a completely different swedge, which gives an unusual look to the blade. But it's on the other side too. And I just love that. You can see the difference in the top. It really gives it, every time you turn a knife about, to have something that just clicks to your eye. Just something little. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be flashy. Just something little. And here is probably one of my most used sheepfoot blades. Badoing. There it is. It's another Rosecraft. And this wee thing is just an absolute treat. It's gorgeous. It's about £26, I think. Sinclair knives, or Cycler knives. And Heine Haynes does them as well. And you can get them in different colours. So, there's 4 of knives that, if you want to use them just for their purpose, to me, it's a very purpose-driven pattern. It was for cleaning sheep's hooves. You know, it was a pattern that was just used, and like most, it was used in farm handles, labourers. That's where the people that were using knives, uh, when you get them of this style and this blade style particularly, was good for getting into sheep's hooves and getting them out. I mean, shepherds really did tend to their sheep. They were the vets of the day. They would have made sure that the injured ones, when it got back in, were dealt with. So this knife would have been, I would say, rather important. And it's very important to me because this is gorgeous. And to have it along with the big locking Grandaddy Barlow, as I shall now call this, it's just a joy. That is two that you can just belt away at. Really hard, difficult work, maybe using a bit of torque, or there's a chance you're going to be coming up. Again, I'm not too sure what that is, but I've got the locking knife. So there we go. I'm happy. And this has just made my selection. So I've got from budget, medium, expensive. Now we're not really missing much. We're missing maybe something between the 150 and 200. And that's that one. I just forgot that. Yeah, that's just over £100 or whatever it is. I'm guessing because I don't know what the price would be now. I've had this a while now. But say, maybe 120, 130, 140, I'm not sure. So there's the four price ranges: budget, medium, high, and then high end. That's what that is. High end. So there you go. There's my little video. Did I say you get that as well? Yeah, I did. I'm sure I did. But I think that's a lovely collection from Jack Wolf. I honestly, this is one of the ones that will not go again. I made the mistake of letting one pass on. I love my Barlows, and this is probably the best Barlow I have ever had. Now, is it the most decorated? No. It's a very functional. It is beautifully sleek and lovely looking, but it's very functional. I have ones that are sort of more pretty aesthetically, but this is a knife. This just looks like a knife. It looks like a knife that wants to work. You're not going to be frightened to use it, and I'm not going to be frightened to use this. I would say by the end of the year, this could be my most carried knife of Jack Wolf. That's a big statement because I do love my Jack Wolves, but I think that's the one for me at the moment. So thanks very much for listening, and I'll give you this is just our first impressions on it. I mean, I'll give you a wee review before it goes on sale, which is, it's going on sale on the 16th, I believe. Is that Friday the 16th? If it's not, I'll change it, but it'll be down below in the description. And in the UK, there's only one place where you can get it, and I'm glad about that because it's Frank at Fraymar Knives, a superb gentleman to deal with, and you can get it from him on the night at 1900 on the 16th, I believe it is. So there you go. I'm away. Bye bye. Take care. Cup of tea time. See ya.